Welcome to the Red, White, and You podcast. Tommy Daniels. So proud to have along with us today a Major League Baseball pitcher. Not only is he was born in Denton, but he spent most of his life in Austin, Texas, and just recently traded to the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome, Corey Knebel. Boy, what a great intro there, huh? I mean, you're part of a championship team. That's got to really get you excited for the 2021 season.
It is. It's pretty awesome hearing that, joining the World Series team. So, look, they're a playoff team, and obviously now they're a World Series team, but they know what they're doing, and they know how to play it in high leverage situations. So, feeling pretty special to be over there this year.
Well, the one thing I always hear from professional athletes, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of doing that, worked in radio in Dallas for a long time. So, was on the Cowboys beat for several years, and Mavericks and Stars. So the one thing you always heard from professional athletes is the toughest thing is getting traded and finding out where you're headed. But I guess when you get traded to the World Series champions, it's probably a little easier to take. When did you find out about all this?
Yeah, this is a little different. So I found out, I don't even remember when the deadline was. I want to say it was
early December.
Yeah, it was early December. There we go. It was after Thanksgiving. So, when all that had kind of went down, my agent had just kind of reached out and said, hey, actually, I think the Dodgers are in touch with us right now. So, boom, 5 minutes later, I'm traded. So, at first it was a little difficult hearing, I'm traded. I've been with the Brewers now for 6 years. So, they were family to me, and, they did a lot for me, and they believed in me and gave me a lot of opportunities. So, but of course, hearing you're going to a World Series team, I mean, there's nothing like that. So, everything Milwaukee did for me, I was blessed, honored, and now I'm really honored to have been given the chance to go play for the Dodgers now.
Who was the first person you heard from on the Dodgers roster when they found out you were coming to their team?
Actually, I haven't talked to anyone on the roster yet. So, of course, the one guy that I talked to over Christmas was Bellinger. We met on a Zoom call, so got to meet that. But it was Andrew Friedman who had reached out and called me the first time. So, we talked for a little bit, and now a couple of guys have reached out, and it's going to be something special. Actually, no, there we go. I knew there was somebody. Walker Buehler had reached out to me a couple days later, let me know he's excited. So, I mean, heck, dude, I've watched that guy and watched what he's done, and the guy's a beast. So it's going to be pretty exciting playing with that guy too.
So you find out you're traded to the Dodgers. First thing you're thinking is, okay, where am I going to live? It's expensive out there. Have you even started to check out and find a place? Will you rent a place? Or what? I mean, when you go to LA, it's going to be just astronomical on price trying to find a home. What are you going to do?
Yeah, we remember that the first night I started looking at houses, and I was on there for about 20 seconds and got off right away. This isn't Texas or Milwaukee, that's for sure. So
yeah.
No, we're going to rent a house out there in Los Angeles. We haven't decided where. There's a lot of areas and there's a lot of traffic. And I live in an area in Austin where I don't have to worry about traffic because I hate it. So
yeah,
I'm going to do whatever I can to stay away from traffic in LA, wherever that may be. So
you went through Tommy John a few years ago. We always hear from players that's one of the toughest things to come back from. If you wouldn't mind, just kind of walk us through that whole procedure and how long did it take?
It was about the procedure itself was the easiest thing. My surgeon said, it was about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and quick, simple. I walked out of there a couple hours later, and I mean, it's been now almost 2 years. I'm coming up on the 2-year mark here soon. And I mean, it's crazy how great my arm feels. And the most difficult part about it yeah, everyone says, and I'm saying it now too, is just basically relearning how to throw, figuring out where your slot is, where my arm slot is, where my landing spot is with my feet, keeping my hips in line, keeping my body in line. So it's relearning how to throw everything back into place. And so that's been the toughest part. Once everything kind of gets into sync, then everything clicks. I remember there was a couple times last year where everything synced and velo was back and pitches were looking great. Everything was good. And then, there's times where it's not. So, it's frustrating sometimes, but I just got to keep working and keep repeating everything.
So as we mentioned earlier, he was born in Denton, Texas, but doesn't really remember much about that. That was pretty early in his life and ended up down by Austin. So, tell us about this Texas kid who found a love for baseball, and not many people are able to make that dream come true, but you did. So take us through your story.
Well, I never really thought this would be how I'm living my dream right now. I never thought I'd be the one to do it, and I remember living in Bastrop, Texas, growing up in Bastrop. My dad worked at Borden Milk forever, and that was just the coolest thing to me. My dad worked at Borden. We always got milk. I always went and saw him. We got chocolate milk, eggnog, everything we wanted. So,
yeah,
played select ball. We had some pretty good players out of Bastrop. I wasn't really the best at all. And, I remember high school, my junior year in high school, there was my coach and select ball told me, like, look, man, you gotta get out of Bastrop. You got to transfer somewhere else because you're not gonna get looked at by all these D1 teams if you stay here. And I had signed with a junior college, Angelina Junior College up in Lufkin, Texas, and so I transferred out to Georgetown and had a pretty good year. My senior year, started playing pretty well, and then UT came along. Out of all the D1 schools, UT, my dream school, comes along, and then they offered me a scholarship. So it was kind of a dream come true right there. And my dad made a vow that he was going to come to every single game. My mom and dad came to every single game. So watch me do that. And then it wasn't until my freshman year, halfway through the year, where I started realizing like this might actually be a dream come true for me. I might actually have something. And then junior year, that's when all these teams started talking to me, and it all became a reality. So it was kind of random, didn't really think it would happen to me, and it did. And now I'm here.
Of course, Corey Knebel went to the University of Texas and one of the great baseball programs. And, you think about Augie Garrido, who coincidentally, I had a chance one time, lucky enough, at the Byron Nelson golf tournament several years ago. I played, in the Pro-Am with Augie and Mac Brown, and there was another coach that was there. Man, I'm telling you, that was a memorable day for me because, you played there at UT and you knew what he meant to that program. Talk about that.
Augie was a very, very special human being. Being able to play for him was, it was unlike anything that you can really describe. The guy was a legend, and he is severely missed by a lot of guys, and he has impacted a lot of baseball players too. And there was so many memories that we had with him, and he always kept it light, but at the same time, like, if you want him to stay light, you better go out and do what you're supposed to do.
Sure.
So, he kept it light, but he was also a really, really good coach, and he knew how to do it. So it was really fun playing for him. Our whole staff too that year, Augie and Tommy Harmon and Skip Johnson, all of our coaches there. We had a great staff, and it's some of the best memories I've had, man. My 2011 freshman year. It was a really fun time.
You get drafted 2013 by the Tigers, first round pick. That's big time. What's going through your mind when you hear your name called? It's first round.
Well, we actually, I didn't know I was going to be drafted in the first round. My advisor at the time, who's now my agent, was telling me that, we've got a couple teams, might be looking at you actually, come to think of it now, I remember he said the Dodgers are kind of looking at you in like the third round. So, that was cool. Dodgers, and now I'm there too. So, we were thinking, okay, that first day, is all first round. So I'm probably not going to be picked that day. And so me and my dad and mom, girlfriend, who's now my wife at the time, and my brother all go out to UT Golf Club, and we're golfing out there and having some drinks. And I have my phone off, and we get in the clubhouse after the round, and MLB Network's on. Sure enough, they're on like pick 37, and I come up first round draft pick number 39, I think, or 38. I want to say it was 39, and see my name pop up there, and it was a pretty special moment. It was a surprise to all of us. We just happened to be in there and we're watching it, and there we go. I'm drafted, and I didn't even know I was going to be drafted in the first round. And so yeah, we all took shots in the bar with some random people and had a great time.
Then a big year, 2017. That was your All-Star year, right?
Yes, it was. Big year, huge year. Really turning around from 16. And I definitely grew as a pitcher a lot more. In 17, I learned a lot about myself, and basically that I knew how to pitch finally. So there's a lot of things that went right for me in 2017 that escalated and helped me perform pretty well in 18 too. And now that's exactly what I'm trying to get back to, is my 2017 All-Star form.
Do the Dodgers come here this year to Texas? Are they on the schedule to visit Arlington?
Yes, we play the AL West this year, so we'll be coming. Actually, I don't know if we're coming to Arlington or Houston, but I know that we're playing Arlington or the Rangers and Houston this year.
Oh, there we go. You got the kids there with you too, huh?
Yep, this is my oldest one.
Hi.
Old Ledger.
Hi.
Boy, she's cute.
Hi, Mr. Tommy.
Thank you. Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
You think it's pretty cool that you have a dad who's a Major League Baseball pitcher, huh?
Yep, she's out.
She's out. That's okay.
Ledger.
That's,
yeah. And then I have a younger daughter, Halston. She's 9.5 months.
How tough is that? Last thing for you, I'm a broadcaster. I travel a lot, not near to the extent of what you do, but being a dad, being away from home as much as you are, I mean, you got to just live for the off season, right? When you can take those family trips and hang out and have a good time and not think about baseball for a little bit. It's I know it's got to be a strain on you, especially Major League Baseball. You guys play 162 games.
Yeah, we get right when that off season starts. I take about 3 to 4 weeks off of lifting and throwing and all that. So take as much time as we can, man. There's nothing like that whole month off where every day I wake up and have breakfast, make coffee, and hang out with my girls, and same thing every single night. It doesn't get old. And I really cherish those moments there. But one thing that we've all come to know and get better at is that those moments are special, but I also really, really enjoy during the season after the game. Of course, my wife is on board with that. I want my kids there every second possible. And after the game, win or lose, if I suck or if I go 3 strikeouts, she's right there waiting on me. And, if I'm pissed off or if I'm happy, whatever it is, all my emotions go out the door right when I see her, and she comes up and runs and gives me a hug. So it's a very special, experience for me. And right now she understands that I play baseball, but I don't really think like she understands like that I'm playing, at the highest level of baseball, period. So, she just has fun and she doesn't care. Like, oh, Daddy just gave up a home run. Oh, I'm pissed off that just happened.
Well, I tell you what, I got to get a Knebel Dodgers jersey. What number are you going to wear? Do you know yet?
Yep, I'm going to be wearing 46, same number.
46.
That I have with Brewer. So, I'm pretty excited that I got my number. So.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I can't thank you enough for doing this. We got to thank our girl here in the office, Brittany Kucha, who you knew from the Milwaukee Brewers, for setting this up. And man, I'll be following your career this year, in your season, and just seeing how things are going and rooting for you, and get that All-Star year going again here in a few months. And best of luck to you and your family, especially on the move to LA.
Perfect. Tommy, well, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. And tell everybody I said hi, okay?
We do. Good old Texas boy. And he's doing it now in LA, part of the World Series champs, the LA Dodgers. Corey Knebel. All right. Enjoy the rest of it, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. See you, Tommy.